Since 2015, Iceland has been trying out a 4-day work week with no reduction in pay. And the results are in, which I will get to shortly. So this was a trial that included participants from a wide variety of workplaces, including offices, hospitals, preschools, and social services, those who essentially worked 9 to 5, Monday through Friday, but it also included people who were shift workers, as they also saw their hours reduced. And as I said, the results of the trial are now in, and of course, it's been a huge success, not only for employees, but also for employers. And I'll get to why in a minute here. So first, this data was collected by UK think tank Autonomy, along with Iceland's Association for Sustainable Democracy. So their findings here from CBC News. In a joint report, Autonomy and the association found employees exhibited, quote, greater well-being, improved work-life balance, and a better cooperative spirit in the workplace, all while maintaining existing standards of performance and productivity. Quote, the most remarkable thing from my perspective, the thing which I think is the most maybe heartwarming, is the amount of time that people have for their family, the way they could reconnect with their families, Strong said. And Strong is Will Strong, the co-director of Autonomy. Now, of course, this part of the results, not at all surprising, as I'll get to later. There have been other trials of a 4-day work week, and they have been incredibly successful. But what has also been successful here is from the employer's perspective. So more on that here. In the best cases, he says, managers reported increased productivity. At worst, productivity remained stable. What's more, the experiment had no effect on the employer's bottom line. So this is always what the employers, or, you know, the capitalist class fear when the idea of a 4-day work week comes up was, oh, but how can we possibly maintain our current profit margins? How can we possibly maintain the amount of productivity that we have, the amount of work output? But from all of these trials, from this trial, they show you that, in fact, workers actually are more productive working less days because they are more energized, because they are happier. So they give you a better result. So more on that here from the study. Strong says that's because employees were less likely to suffer from workplace stress, anxiety, depression, and burnout. As a result, they worked harder and took fewer sick days. Quote, they kind of had a greater energy on the job and actually enjoyed their work a bit more, he said, which sounds very rosy, but that is what comes out of a lot of these trials, is that people feel actually more attached to the job. In a way, they feel rewarded by having more time. So this also goes to the upside of workplace benefits. When you offer benefits to employees that make them happier in their everyday life, be it, you know, a 4-day work week or whatever it is, then that employer, because they are happier, they're going to perform better in their job. And also at the same time, you attract employees that are maybe, you know, even more qualified for that position because they want to work in an environment where they feel respected. So you attract a higher quality of employee by offering these sorts of benefits. And even if you hire somebody who, this sounds weird, but even if you hire somebody who maybe isn't the highest quality employee, the likelihood they will turn into a higher quality employee improves when you give them these sorts of benefits and you make them happier, and they are then more willing to give you a better output because they're less stressed and they're just happier in general. And of course, as I said earlier, there is previous trials that have shown similar results. The Icelandic findings are on par with other similar experiments around the world. Microsoft Japan tried a 4-day work week in 2019 and reported a 40% boost in productivity. A New Zealand company called Perpetual Guardian switched permanently to a 4-day work week in 2018 after its trial saw a 20% increase in productivity. Municipal employees in Guysborough, Nova Scotia, ran a 4-day work week pilot in 2020 and found it to be such a positive experience, they voted in April to keep the policy in place. So you see here other experiments, other trials where they have attempted this have been incredibly successful. Now, I'm sure like any good idea that actually benefits the working class, it's going to take years, maybe a decade, 2 decades, for this to actually be implemented on any kind of wide scale. I mean, you see this over and over again, whether it's universal basic income, all the benefits of those trials, whether it's even something, this is different, but even something like the benefits of cannabis. How long has it taken for that to finally be decriminalized and legalized in various countries and states? It's taken forever, even though we've had that data for decades. So since there's this continued push from those in power against these sorts of ideas, anything like this will take years to actually implement on a wide scale. But at the very least, we can start to see this collection of data and gather this data together to understand that a 4-day work week would be highly beneficial, not just for employees, but also for employers.